Hello everyone, I'm your favorite ski mask scoring idiot. Now, as some of you may know, I made a lot, and I mean a lot, of reload videos.
Jesus Christ.
I don't make those videos anymore because of that fact, but I still tend to reload my blasters from time to time for fun. But recently, I thought to myself, is it even worth practicing reloads for Nerf games? So today, that's what I want to answer. But first, we need to ask ourselves, but why though? Fucking why? If you completely run out of darts in a Nerf game and you take the time to reload, you are left in an extremely vulnerable state. And if anybody on the other team notices, you could be made into very easy pickings. Example.
Edwin! Get Edwin! He's reloading! I saw you reloading and I was like, I'm taking that.
Reloading also momentarily keeps you out of the game. But if you're using something that could be reloaded fast, like a magazine-fed blaster, this fact really isn't a very big deal, unless you suck. But it could be a big deal for people using blasters that take time to reload. Things like the Firefly, the Tomcat by hand, and the Mark II by hand. Pretty much every bulb-up imaginable. Naturally, some blasters just can't be reloaded faster than others. But either way, learning how to reload whatever blaster you're using as fast as possible could be very useful for getting back in the game as quickly as possible. While developing reload skill can be very useful for combating these problems you'll eventually have, there's other things you could do that don't have to do with reloading. The Tomcat that I mentioned earlier being hard to reload by hand holds 50 darts. For the size of the blaster, that is stupid high capacity for Nerf. The odds of you needing to reload in like a quick 4v4 games like the ones I play is very low. Well, unless you like spraying it all over the place.
What did he say?
High capacity magazines and drums in general could help mitigate the need to reload during games. But the problem with using high capacity magazines is their size. There's a joke to be made there somewhere. Having a bunch of like 12 to 15 round mags on your person is relatively easy to do even without tactical gear. Just like get some cargo pants with a bunch of pockets and you're pretty much set. But I think problems might start to arise when you start using 18 to 22 rounders. You will more than likely need purpose-built gear for those mags because they probably won't fit in your pockets.
Hey, editing me from the future here. This fact is wrong. Don't listen to me. That's all.
Another thing you could do is have some sort of backup blaster on your primary. Things like the Proud Papa, the Huria, the Pico Booper, or Master Keys like this one for the Mark III or the Moto Blitz can be very useful for when reloading might put you in a bad position, when you get caught in the middle of a reload, or when you completely run out of ammo. Temporarily using that backup until you could top off your primary can potentially save your bacon. And the most obvious alternative to developing reload skill, secondaries. As a wise man once said,
switching to your pistol is always faster than reloading.
Secondaries pretty much have all the same traits as backups, but with the upside of power. The Proud Papa that I mentioned earlier hits about 98 feet per second for the single dart barrel, but the Mark II hits about 120 FPS. Now to be fair, the Proud Papa does have like a bunch of different barrels you could put on it that fire a bunch of different ammo types, but if you're like me and you just want to fire one single accurate dart, the Mark II is probably a better option. But the downside of having dedicated secondary blasters is that it's not immediately available like the backups on your primary are. Whether you want a secondary or a backup really depends on your personal preference. Or maybe you want both. Maybe you have both. I don't know. While developing reload skill, using high capacity magazines, or having a backup or secondary blaster can be useful for combating these problems, I do think that developing reload skill is the best. Why? Because it's fun. I really like that feeling of running out of ammo and going, oh shoot, and having to depend on my own skill to potentially unscrew the situation I'm in. Another thing is cost. Assuming you already have magazines, developing reload skill is free, unlike the others. Now, the main question of this video, should you practice reloads for Nerf? Well, like most things in life, it depends. But I hope this video helps you decide on an answer. Or just like use all three, develop your reload skill, have high capacity magazines, have a backup, have a secondary, and you're golden. Well, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and yeah, see ya.